Would you like to see your abundant life restored? Then here are 4 faith hacks to true contentment and purpose. So, who is this for? This is for all Christian women who are experiencing negative effects of loss in their lives. And with loss, I mean loss as a cause of, for example, fear. What is fear making you lose out on life with? But also people who are experiencing loss as a cause of divorce, broken friendships, maybe death of a loved one, feeling lonely in a marriage relationship, moving to a different country, a different area, losing a job, or anything else that is making you feel like you're losing out on life. So, if it's your heart's desire to move on, but you're not sure how to successfully take the next steps to an abundant life, then this is for you. In the next few moments, I'd like to talk to you about how making one definite decision can simplify your life forever and have you making new plans for your life in no time. I also want to share with you how choosing the source from which to live your life will allow you a new and guilt-free beginning, even when you know that you don't deserve it. Also, how does recognizing and reprogramming your true heart beliefs put an end to lifelong self-sabotage, bringing you into the life that you desire? About how simple Bible meditation techniques can bring you straight into being who you really are, have what you really have, and do what you are called to do, and how you can quickly set yourself free from the lies that you once believed about yourself and begin walking in your purpose and destiny. And finally, I want to talk to you about how you can gain and maintain a lifelong attitude of success and thriving so you in turn can be a source of support to those around you. My promise to you: at the end of this video, you'll have learned 4 faith hacks that will help restore your abundant life, allowing your days to be filled with contentment and purpose. There's nothing for sale here. This presentation is only to give you information so that you can make a choice about how best to get rid of lack of joy, get rid of your feelings of depression, let go of guilt, let go of shame, let go of condemnation or regret, and get you out of your isolation so you can start living again. Do you recognize these signs in your life? Do you sometimes struggle to make it through your day? Do you feel that you're living an unhappy and unfulfilled existence, or are your relationships failing because you're not so fun to be around? Are you going through a cycle of turmoil and stress? Or are you struggling to find stability and purpose in your life? Are you aware that you're called to so much more, but you're unable to make it happen for yourself? Do you know that you're living far beneath your best life, yet you seem unable to make that life a reality for yourself? The real problem is that you're still living and holding on to your past. If you dare to step into your present, you'll experience passion and excitement for facing every day as you realize that you have all the tools at your fingertips to make your day exceptional. You'll also know how to carve out a life of victory and fulfillment for yourself by embedding new thoughts into your mind. You'll notice that you start attracting positive people into your life who enjoy being around you because of your own positive outlook on life. And you will begin seeing new attitudes develop in your life as you realize that you don't need to be a product of your past mistakes and circumstances. You'll also see that stress levels in your life decrease as you learn that all facts are subject to change and must bow to what God says is true. You will discover your unique purpose in life and you'll begin making your first steps into fulfilling it, causing a new excitement and energy to emerge from within you. You'll also learn that simple lifestyle changes can help you maintain a healthy outlook on life, letting go of distractions and focusing your energy only on what matters most. My name is Melanie Koss, and I help Christian women quickly regain hope and confidence for a life of contentment and purpose. Later on in this presentation, I'll tell you how I do this. Many women on my island are now fulfilling their life's purpose and calling with great joy, void of life's excess baggage from the past, and my goal is to reach many more who live overseas using exactly the same teaching and faith hack strategies that I'll reveal to you in this video. Faith hacks that you also can apply in your daily life starting today. Discover my 4 faith hacks. Here are the 4 faith hacks that you can immediately begin to apply so that you too can experience true contentment and purpose, which at the same time will structurally change your outlook on life. I'll walk you through each of these hacks in this video. Hack number 1, decide to believe right. This means that right off the bat, if you carry the label Christian, you decide to believe that God's word is the unshakable authority. Everything else is subject to change. This also means that everything else is put in subjection to the word of God. Tied into this is that you will get a clear understanding about the true meaning of crucial words in the Bible. This has been a real game changer for many of my clients, and it's the responsibility of everyone desiring true contentment in life. It also means that you now have the privilege of choosing what will be the source from which you live your life. Will it be the Word, or will it be the world? Are you feeling depressed or frustrated? You can learn how to change the feelings to match what the Word says to be true. Holding on to the absoluteness of the Word of God will reduce stress and will allow your actions and feelings to readily line up with the truth. Think about a God that will not and cannot lie. What has He promised you? Now suppose those promises are really true. How would that change your life? Knowledge is power? No, only applied knowledge is power. So what truth will you choose to apply to your personal situation? Everything you do from this point will stem from repentance. Do you know what this means? To repent simply means that you change your mind. And what do you need to change your mind from? Everything that does not align with what God says to be true about who you are, what you have, and what you can do. Here is where true contentment begins. And during the process of changing your mind, you'll see that you're righteous. And this means that you're exactly as you should be. So you see, in you lies the power to live the abundant life that God has intended. And one crucial way to get there is through forgiveness. And this means that you send away every negative feeling and emotion that has been caused by other people's hurtful words and hurtful actions towards you, or by your negative circumstances of life. And speaking of the meaning of words, we also need to see the meaning of the sentence, life in abundance. What is crucial for us to understand is that we were not promised abundance in life. What we were promised is a life in abundance. And this means that the abundant thing is the life. Whatever comes your way, you are able to shine forth the life that you have inside of you, no matter what the circumstance. Hack number 2, know what it is that you really believe. There are only 2 reasons why you're not yet seeing the life you desire become manifest. Either you're confusing faith and hope, or the true beliefs of your heart are different to what you say that you believe. I often hear people say, "But Melanie, I really have a strong hope that I'll receive what I'm asking for." But hope is an expectation. Faith is something. Or they say, "I have faith, but my feelings about what I'm believing, they keep going back and forth. I'm really doing my best to believe. Or they say, I kind of believe, but sometimes my reasoning gets in the way. Then, my friend, you're not yet in faith. Because, first of all, faith means that you're fully persuaded and fully convinced of a certain truth. You effortlessly step out on what it is you believe, and you remain in that state of persuasion and conviction no matter what happens. Everything that is contrary to your belief is completely extinguished. Why? Because there is no doubt in your heart. Here is a short personal story of myself. I call it the story of finding my husband, which kind of proves the point of this faith thing and how it works. After a very tiring divorce so many years ago, I had been alone for 4 years. After those 4 years, I said to the Lord, Lord, I think that I'm ready to start a relationship again. So I started praying, and I based my prayer on one verse in the Bible that says that it is not good for man to be alone. So I started telling the Lord, Lord, somewhere on this planet, there is a man, he is alone, and he is waiting for me, and I am waiting for him. So I ask you, Lord, that you would bring him to me, or you would bring me to him. After I started praying in this way, I actually started looking out to see if somewhere around me I'm going to see this person that I'm praying for. I had such a strong belief that this prayer was already answered that I started actually looking out for the answer to become manifest in my life. I had an expectation, and I knew that this would come to pass. And this is all because I based my prayer on something unchangeable, a promise of God's word, something that God Himself had said to me. And lo and behold, not even 2 months after, I met the husband that God had for me. And we've now been married for over 16 years. So you see, this is what I want you to start understanding. Faith stemming from what you believe in your heart. Here is another example. This is the story of my friend and her daughter. I have a friend who is a real faith person, and she has a daughter who lives abroad. And she told me that her daughter once called her and said, Mom, I need $250. I really need it right now. Her mom was unable to send the money at that time, but she told her daughter, hey, I can't send you the money, I don't have it, but what I can do, I can pray. So my friend based her prayer for her daughter on the verse that says that God is the provider. And she started praying and asking God to send out His angels to provide for her daughter. And as she was praying, within a few moments, I think she said that it was within a half hour of her prayer, she had a phone call from her daughter, very excited, and she says, Mom, you would never believe what just happened. A client of mine came in and told me they wanted a job done, and they said they're going to pay me $250 up front so that I can do the job that I have to do for them. And they brought this money to me in cash. So guys, here's another example where you can see that faith that is based on God's word is faith that works. It's faith that makes you believe in your heart that that which you are believing for will come to pass, will become manifest. And this is how God wants us to use our faith, calling those things that are not as though they were, knowing for sure in our hearts that God will bring to pass that which we're asking Him for. So if you're able to believe in a way that gets results, doesn't it seem like a good idea to know how to persuade and convince your heart to believe right? Why should you continue living less than your best if there's a remedy that God Himself has given you? If you're able to understand your heart's function in having the right results flow from your life, Would you not be willing to do what it takes to make this possible? Seriously, if I know that I have the capacity to shape my own life in a way that benefits me and ultimately also benefits my relationships, then I'll do all that I can to make sure that I learn how to do this. Having the contentment in life that you crave lies in understanding what it is that truly lives in your heart and knowing how to persuade your heart for the right results to flow out. And once you understand the involvement of your heart in creating the life that you desire, you can persuade it in the right direction. So let's take another look at the example of finding my husband. The conviction that I had in my heart made all other options of it not happening fall by the wayside. Would it have been better for me to try and go out every night looking for Mr. Right? No. I was able to do that within the four walls of my house, fully persuaded and fully convinced. And if I see someone choosing to struggle to have their heart desires become manifest, what do you think I do? Nothing at all, unless asked, because if your heart is not persuaded, your end result will not be what you're seeking. But if there's an openness to take a close look at the true heart beliefs and begin the persuasion process, then I'm all in to help. Bible meditation will help you begin the persuasion process, and this process will help you begin to look into and notice what is in your heart. The next step is to align yourself with what is meant for you. First, I want to show you how you can easily meditate, pondering on the right things, engaging your five senses and your imagination to create the life that's meant for you. And next, I will show you how two simple ways you can use to practice this life-giving gift so you can begin to see and engage with your bright future right now. So if you're craving the abundant life you were intended to have, never skip the art of Bible meditation, and I'm more than happy to show you how. Positively reprogramming your negative beliefs of your heart is an art. You need to know how to recognize what your beliefs are at the deepest level of yourself. There is where true outward positive change will begin for you. And if you don't know how to do this, it's something that you can learn. Or if you've never thought of yourself as one who meditates to create and consolidate your life to come, I'll gladly show you how. Most people who come to me for the first time have never even considered the persuasion of their heart as a key to the life that they want. But once they get into the program, it becomes the most natural way they know to continually keep themselves on track to the abundant life that they want to create for themselves. Here's Mary's story. Mary was one who believed in positive thinking. Name it and claim it, she thought. Because, this is what she learned, if I could picture it, I could have it. We started focusing on getting Mary clear on her negative heart beliefs, identifying where the blockages were, getting them out of the way, and then reprogramming her beliefs to what was now attainable, something that Name It and Claim It never did. We eliminated the lies that she was believing by way of meditation. We got her seeing herself actually having the life that she wanted and ending a lifelong cycle of self-sabotage. And the end result? Within months, Mary was winning in her relationships, and she was well able to reject and reprogram the negative voices both from within and without. Here is Marissa's story. Marissa says, I followed a coaching program that Melanie offered, and it really made a difference. I was looking for someone to help me with my struggle after my father's untimely death. For years, I was plagued with unresolved feelings of guilt and self-condemnation for not having spent more time with him. I began smothering my mom and sister for fear of suddenly losing them and having words left unsaid and experiences undone. Because of this, my relationships became strained and grew apart instead of closer. I chose Melanie because something in her program triggered me when she said that I'm not meant to be the product of life's negative circumstances and that I had it in my own hands to make a change in my way of thinking and in my life. It seemed unlikely at first, but once I got to the true beliefs of my heart, I was able to identify that many of my relationships were based on fear, which took all the joy out of them. I had a hard time letting go of my guilt because in my heart I felt that I deserved to feel bad about what I had done and what I had not done. It was confronting at first, but as we worked through the fear issue, I was able to get to where I could forgive myself and build back up from there. I'm still in process. The thought sometimes still comes up in my mind that I should have done differently, but I now know how to reprogram and live from the truth. My relationship with my mom and sister has also improved over time. I really recommend Melanie's coaching and help to everyone seeking to let go of the past and move on to a life of freedom in a relatively short time frame. Melanie has challenged me, but also gave me the space to make my own choices in handling the situation. Highly recommend. Recognizing and persuading your negative heart beliefs is the starting point for building the abundant life that you desire. Persuading your heart will immediately put you in complete control of carving the future that you want, whether anyone else thinks you can or not. You see, if someone wants the best out of life, they'll never say, "What a pain that I have to discover what is blocking me from living the life I want." Instead, they'll eagerly begin the discovery process. Why? Maybe at some point in your life, you did desire to have or do something that was life-changing for you. Even if you haven't yet, just imagine you're doing or having that which you desire. How does it feel? Exactly. Having that one thing that you really want gives you a good feeling, and the effort that you put forth to get it then takes second place. Having that which you really want gives you a good feeling, and the price you pay is investing the time spent persuading your heart through practical, life-altering meditation. Persuading your heart through meditation and seeing the changes this brings enforces that good feeling that you've done something excellent for yourself. Some Christians think that meditation, even Bible meditation, is an Eastern religious practice that they want to have nothing to do with, but actually the contrary is true. Meditation is a practice that is mentioned many times in the Bible, and it's always connected to having good success and victory over life's issues. Maybe you yourself have recognized at some point how taking time pondering on positive things uplifted you and gave you some sense of success and victory. That is because God Himself is the author of meditation to give us insight into where we're missing the mark and then renewing and reprogramming us toward the life that He intended for us. You see, if you keep trying to build your life on the outside without first making sure that your foundation is strong and dependable, you'll only go so far before you self-sabotage. But if you take the time to first look into yourself, see what needs work, get that fixed, and then begin building through positive meditation, it will be a real game changer with lasting and ever-expanding results. Suddenly, you see where you're missing it. You see what was really intended for you, and you're able to actually make it happen for yourself. And you'll be able to do what it takes to get there. And once you reach that point of being willing to do what it takes, you're confident that good results will automatically follow. Persuading your heart through meditation brings positive results because it forces you to do what it takes to build your own life as you desire it to be. So persuading your heart through meditation renews and reprograms you toward the full life that God intended for you with lasting results. Persuading your heart also makes it easier for you to begin feeling comfortable in the life that's yours to live, while clarifying your life goals and making them attainable one steady step at a time. Imagine if your goal is to live free from the emotional burdens that others are putting on you, and you begin to understand what's making you feel that it's somehow your responsibility to carry these burdens. Once you discover that, you are ready to begin persuading your heart and your life in the right direction. Or if you're living with a severe burden of guilt or shame, regret or condemnation, what would it take to get over that and begin carving the life that you were intended to live? The same thing, discovering the blockage and reprogramming your heart. The path is the same, no matter what the problem. Are you willing to do the hard work to get the life you know that you deserve? Persuading your heart will bring positive, lasting results to your life, opening it up for the life that you desire to have. It will allow you to align yourself with what is meant for you. It will help you ponder on the right things, engage your five senses and your imagination to create the life that is meant for you. And finally, it will put you in complete control of carving the future that you want. Now that we've reached this point, maybe you might be saying, okay, Melanie, I understand why discovering my true heart beliefs and persuading my heart are so necessary. But if I put my time into this and start making my first steps, how can I be sure that I will not revert back to where I once was? And how do I get back on track if I get distracted? I've never done this before. How will I manage to keep seeing the positive me if my circumstances change and become difficult again? Well, for that I want to teach you about a powerful secret weapon, and that brings us to hack number 3, your secret weapon. To make sure you stay on track for the rest of your lifetime, you get a grip on understanding that you are not meant to be a product of your negative circumstances or your past life experiences. Knowing the above truth is one of the most powerful tools to bring positive and lasting results to your life. To align yourself with what is meant for you, create the life that you deserve, and be in complete control of carving out your own radiant future. This is the old way of thinking. So maybe you came into this world as a result of incest or rape or any other form of sexual abuse. Maybe you were an unwanted child, or your parents couldn't really afford you. Possibly your mom passed away shortly after you were born, or you were born premature, or you were abandoned as a child or put up for adoption. There are also some who grew up in homes with abusive fathers, or fathers who never encouraged them, never supported or protected them. Or maybe his words were always harsh and he never said that he loved you. Maybe your mom was never home, or she was very controlling, or she never connected with you in a way that you felt safe to share your thoughts and your life with her. And possibly you may have had brothers or sisters that didn't care about you, or maybe you were the black sheep of the family. And later on in life, you may have been bullied at work or at school, or you may have been traumatized as a result of maybe divorce or death in the family, of maybe not having children or feeling lonely. These things happen in life, but what we need to be careful with is doing as though these negative experiences are now who we have become, because that is a lie. And some professionals now say that because of these negative experiences that you've had, you'll probably feel like nobody wants you around, that you're unworthy, or you'll never have enough, or you can feel like you never do anything right, you'll never get ahead in life, or if you start moving forward, things will happen to you that will strike you right back to where you were. You may feel like you have to fight for everything you want, or that you're too little to make it out in the big world, or you may always be expecting something bad to happen to you, or you're always living in survival mode, or feel like you don't deserve anything good. You feel like you're always the least, or you're stuck in regret and guilt, shame, condemnation. You have low self-esteem, or you feel suicidal, or think that good things will never last. But is this the life that you want to have from this point on? Let me ask you this question. How many of you know that there are people who were rejected and unwanted, yet they grew up to be great motivators and have successful lives? How many of you know that there are people who were put up for adoption or who lost their parents at a young age, yet they became strong pillars and great influencers in society? Or do you know that there are people whose parents never encouraged them, never supported or spoke kind words to them, never connected to them at a heart level, yet they grew up to be loving and caring individuals, making a positive difference not only in their own lives, but also in the lives of others? Or maybe you have friends or relatives who've been through divorce and bullying, childlessness, and other life calamities, yet they have found the power to turn their life pains into encouragement for others. But still today, there are professionals and institutions that teach people that these negative circumstances and life events will undoubtedly result in a life of continual pain and continual hardship. And if this is really true, that your life events have the potential to scar you forever, if it's really so that outside circumstances can have such power over you to forever mark you and decide your lot in life, how will you ever dare to expect any good from your life? I even heard someone say once, a happy life, it's just not in the cards for me. You cannot and you must not give negative experiences that much power in your life to decide your future. The truth is that the lies you believe will rob you of a promising future and will waste an amazing life that God has intended for you. So you need to make a decision. Do you want to live in mediocrity and just hope for a better life without ever attaining it? Or do you want to throw off your limiting beliefs, start believing right, and live the life that you desire, the life that you were meant to have? My friends, the old way of thinking doesn't work. It's limiting, it will not get you the life you desire to have, it will discourage you, and it will leave you dejected and frustrated. And most importantly, it will never give you the abundant life that you were created to have. How do I know? First of all, because I see it happening all around me all of the time, but also because I can speak from personal experience. I also once saw myself as the product of my circumstances and life experiences, because I also had that old way of thinking. I also succumbed to the lie that my joy in life was over because of my divorce, but I soon realized that staying stuck in this lie brought me nothing good. I also believed that I was less than because of the bullying I experienced at school. I believed the lie that because my father was not very faithful in keeping his promises to me, that God also was not trustworthy or dependable. I believed that because of an abortion that I had at the age of 21, I didn't deserve to have children anymore because I was guilty, guilty, guilty. And some of these lies took me years to recognize and reprogram. And the result? A life of hopelessness, a life of desperation. It was a life of thinking that I didn't deserve much good. That can't be the intention now, can it? And today, there are still people teaching us to believe that that's just the way it is. It's so awful to see. The only thing these negative beliefs of the old way of thinking brought me was depression and hopelessness, and I had no power in my life to create the life that in my heart I believed was for me. I hoped for good things to come, but it wasn't enough to actually make it happen. And yes, I wasted some years. At a certain point, I realized that the old way of thinking, it made my life okay, but not at all the abundant life that I was supposed to have. And it especially didn't help me realize that I had it in my own hands to shape the life that I wanted. So if you want to have an okay life and you're okay with it, please just continue letting circumstances and life experiences dictate your future and keep believing that you were dealt a bad hand and that all you can do is now live your lot in life. But if you want to get all out of life that's in it for you, then you cannot live according to the old way of thinking anymore. Never again. And by way of some painful experiences, I decided that I had to do things differently. Something had to change. And that one decision proved to be one of the best decisions of my life. I really hope that today, after watching this video, you'll also become more conscious and know that the conclusion is that some things just need to change, not only for yourself, but also for the sake of those around you. I started to focus on a new way of thinking to shape the life that I desired, and then I perfected that way. The result was that I was actually shaping the life that I wanted, and it became easier to do, and besides, the results were much quicker because I understood how to recognize the limiting heart beliefs. I knew how to reshape them and train myself to live from a firm and a positive foundation. This brought me the life that I wanted. It was right there in my reach. And in this video, I'll show you how you can reach the exact same results and maybe even quicker than I have, because you can now learn from my mistakes so you don't have to undergo them for yourself. In the meantime, your husband or your family, the people around you and those who believe in you, they may be asking themselves, I see her struggling day in and day out, but I don't see any positive change in her life. She's praying, she's fasting, she's binding, she's loosing, but she's still empty of joy. There's no abundance in her life. I'm not seeing any progress. This is the solution, the new way of thinking. This is the new way of thinking, and it can replace everything that you've done thus far with a simple process that looks like this. You can go from mediocrity to abundance by realizing this is your current situation. Then you decide to believe what's right. Then you discover what it is you're really believing with your heart. It will lead you through a process of persuading your heart through meditation, and then the end result will be the life that you long for. The entire process from mediocrity to a life of abundance, it can take just a few days or weeks, depending on how steady you choose to take your steps. Just imagine yourself stepping from your current situation of knowing where you are and what you've got to knowing the way out towards a life of purpose and contentment for yourself. And this is the process that I want to use to get you to your goal. This is what my clients use to get them to where they want to be in life. Maybe you also want to take these same steps to get to your life of joy. If so, I have good news. You can. Realize that these steps, they've helped many people before you realize the life that they desire to have. So this is the new way of thinking, and it's a way that really works time after time. The results are steady, and this is what we see happening. It's a sure means towards success, time and time again. You can be sure of that. And you really don't have to remain stuck in all the life circumstances that professionals say you'll stay stuck in. Because this new way of thinking, it works all the time, and you'll quickly see the benefits. It's true. All you need to do is discover your limiting heart beliefs, reprogram them, and then use the powerful tools of Bible meditation to begin seeing yourself being, having, and doing all that has been carved out for you. I guarantee your life will never be the same. These are the life hacks that I live by every day. I learned to make the choice to be who life says that I am, rather than what circumstances and life situations try to make me think I am. All I do is take an honest look at what I really believe. Then I reprogram, if necessary, and I make the steps to fulfilling my God-given bright destiny. Never again do I have to choose the path that life throws at me. I can take control of my own destiny. It's really astonishing how quick you can start reaping the benefits of this new way of thinking. And once you grasp the simplicity of how it works, you'll be on your way to the life you want, even if you've never practiced this way before. The fact is that 80 to 90% of my clients have never heard about this way of reprogramming their hearts before. But this is how it works. It's very simple. I see an area of my life that doesn't look like the abundant expression I know is intended for me. I take a look at my heart beliefs about that situation or circumstance. I distance myself from it and begin to feed myself the positive truth by way of meditation, and then I begin walking it out. So why this video presentation? First of all, I want you to see that you are able to take control of your own life once you're willing to take an honest look at what negative belief systems you've been believing. In this video, you can see that changing your heart beliefs is not only doable, but it's totally necessary for creating the future that you desire. Your true heart's desires, they are within reach. I also want you to realize that you're not a product of your negative life experiences. You actually have the capacity to soar into who you're called to be. And choosing to live a mediocre life, it will never bring you the joy that you want. The thought that you're doomed to forever wish for a life you'll never have, it is a lie. Everything is wrong with that idea because it turns you into a passive bystander of your own life, while in your heart you know that you're made for so much more. Understanding that this can be changed will alter your life like nothing else ever has. So now, what seems more pleasurable for you to do? Sit and let life pass you by, believing that that's your life's course? Or standing up and shaping your destiny, creating life in abundance for yourself? Exactly, and it's right within your reach. In conclusion, one honest look at your true heart beliefs will help you discover the lies that have kept you from reaching the life that you desire. And even better than that, how will your life change for the better once you realize that you have the ability to change those heart beliefs so that they propel you into being a joyful person, enjoying life, having better relationships, and only accepting good into your life? You can have that. Will you spend all that newfound life and energy traveling the world? Will you spend it helping others or pursuing those goals that you had long put off? Or will you choose to spend your life relaxing and enjoying this new quality of your relationships, which you're now better able to handle, thanks to the simple truths that you're learning in this video? Whatever you choose, you now have the joy of being the best version of yourself while doing it. Look, maybe now you're making some small steps toward your goals using the old way of thinking, but if you don't make a radical change now, I guarantee that within a short time you'll be back to your old ways, sabotaging the life that you were called to have, because not persuading your heart to believe what is true will prevent you from steadily moving forward. So why don't you do yourself and those around you a favor and start making your steps according to this new way of thinking? It's a way that will put you in control of your life. It will put your life back into your own hands, and it will have you seeing your life from a different positive perspective within days, so you can actually live the life that you desire to have. So here are the 4 faith hacks to true contentment and purpose. First of all, you need to make a decision to find out the truth of the word, and then you choose to believe what you know is right. Know that it's in your hands to choose the source from which you will live your life. Secondly, find out what your true heart beliefs are. If they're negative, meaning if they're not according to the word, you purpose to reprogram them so they align with what's true about you. So you choose the word over the world. And thirdly, you know that you need to apply your secret weapon. This means that you stop believing what the so-called professionals and institutions are telling you, you stop expecting negative circumstances and life events to be a source of lifetime pain and hardship for you. So what's the fourth faith hack? Hack number 4, invest in a life coach. Everyone should have a coach. A life coach brings two things. First of all, new ideas, and second, accountability. Your head is now filled with new ideas which you would not have had if you had not taken time out from your busy schedule to watch this video. This is how it's going to work for you. It all begins with your mindset. You're now convinced about what's possible for you, but also you know that the quality of your new perception will result in new things, new actions, in the things that you do or the things that you choose not to do. And this in turn will lead to your results. Your heart will be reprogrammed and it will lead you to true contentment and purpose. How much joy and contentment have you had in your life the past months? How satisfying has your life been as a result? How satisfied are you really with the direction that your life is taking? If you're not satisfied with the way things are going for you now, if you're not satisfied with your life choices and you're not happy with the emotions that are driving you, then you need a new way of thinking, a new plan, and someone to help you to roll out that plan in your life and hold you accountable so that you will follow the steps that you need to take. This is what a life coach does. You need a life coach. The average person leads an average life, and they passively accept life as it comes. But if you decide to work on just one negative heart belief per 2 months, in as little as a few months, you'll already have accomplished much more change in your life than the average person in a lifetime. And a changed life is well within reach with this new way of thinking, and it's not going to take you a lifetime to accomplish. But trying to achieve a changed life by applying this new way of thinking by yourself, it's almost impossible, and you already know that the old way doesn't work. So just as any other person needs the right training and coaching to effectively get ahead in life, so do you. I'm not saying that it'll never work for you if you try to figure this out by yourself. I don't know you, so it's a little strange for me to make that claim. But what I do know is that it's going to cost you much more effort and time than necessary. Maybe you'll figure out how to work this new way of thinking in a matter of a few months from now and you figured it out all by yourself. That would be great. But that would also mean that you've wasted precious time in the meantime. Time in which you could have already begun reprogramming your heart beliefs and making definite steps into your ideal life. And that is assuming that you're able to figure this out by yourself. My point is, don't do this alone. Find the best life coach out there and invest your time, your money, and your energy to work with that coach, because that really is the highway. Find someone who's already achieved what you want to achieve, one who's already living it and has helped others to achieve the same, and then work toward your own success together with that person. Today I promise to show you how making just one definite decision can simplify your life forever and have you making new plans for your life in a no time. I also said that I would show you how choosing the source from which to live your life will allow you a new and guilt-free beginning, even when you know you don't deserve it. I also said that I'd show you how to recognize and reprogram your true heart beliefs, and that this will put an end to lifelong self-sabotage, bringing you the life that you desire. I also said that I'll show you how simple Bible meditation techniques will bring you straight into being who you really are, having what's really yours, doing what you're called to do, and how you can quickly set yourself free from the lies you once believed about yourself and begin walking in your purpose and your destiny. And finally, I said that I'd show you how to gain and maintain a lifelong attitude of success and thriving so you, in turn, can be a source of support to those around you. So, here again are the 4 faith hacks. 1. Decide to believe right and know that you have the privilege to choose your own source from which to live your life. It's in your hands. Recognize the true beliefs of your heart, and once you do, you can discover which ones do not align with who you really are, and then reprogram. Thirdly, be aware of your secret weapon. You are not meant to be a product of your negative circumstances or past life experiences. And fourthly, invest in a life coach. Now you have a choice. Will you choose to do nothing and remain where you are in life? And will you choose to hope that sometime soon you'll have the luck that you'll find your life of abundance? In 6 to 12 months from now, you'll probably still be in your same situation or worse. Or will you choose to take action and make this year your best year ever, looking into your heart, forever changing thoughts that are not taking you where you want to go, and experiencing the abundant life that you were made to have? This is what I have for you. I put aside some time this week to personally talk to you about how you can apply these ideas directly into your own personal situation. I showed you which steps you needed, but everyone's life is different, so your ambitions and your desires are different, so you need to know how you can personally apply these steps into your life, catering to your own personal goals and desires. And finally, you need to know what's possible for you and realize that this is a very doable plan. I'd love to give you clarity about this in a personal talk. So if you'd like to know more, please schedule an appointment. It's going to take about 30 to 45 minutes. The cost, 100% free. But here's the catch. I cannot help everyone. You need to be fully committed to move forward and fulfill this abundant life that you made to have, willing to believe right and throw off the lie that joy is not something that you can ever expect to have in your life anymore. You also must be ready and willing to take responsibility for the direction your life has taken so far, so that now you can take control and turn it around. If you're still in the phase of blaming others for your life circumstances, or if you don't feel you're emotionally ready to move on, then this is not for you. During our personal talk, I want to get clear with you on how you would like to see your life progress and what will this look like. I also want to give you exact steps to reach your personal goal. And at the end of our talk, you'll also know exactly what are some of your most limiting heart beliefs, what reprogramming these heart beliefs would look like for you personally, and how you can meditate to solidify a new way of thinking which will become the foundation of the life that you desire. And if you'd like me to help you with this, and if there's a good match between us, then there is a chance that you can become one of my new clients this month. If we decide to work together, you will have access to exactly the same program that my other clients have been through. This program is developed to quickly help you on your way to the life that you desire to have, the life that you deserve in spite of past mistakes or shortcomings on your part. I expect that you'll have major results before the end of this program. There's a limited amount of spaces, so act now.